Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to the show. Today we got to talk about something that I don't want to talk about again. It feels like this video keeps repeating itself every few weeks, but I think it's really important that we continue to talk about these things. I'm just going to get right to it. Fender has decided to raise their prices again on things that don't make any sense. So, as you might know, there is a special Squire Jazzmaster, the J Mascis Jazzmaster, and they've decided to raise the price. So it now is $619.99 for a Squire. And what do you get for $619.99? You get the exact same guitar as the Classic Vibe that costs $200 less. Except you get this gold anodized pickguard that you could probably buy on Amazon for what, $24.99? I mean, there's nothing about this guitar other than it's got what, his signature on it on the back right here. I mean, this is just pathetic. They've now raised the price of this guitar to more than the standard series cost when it released. It released at what, $599? So even Fender is now admitting that their new standard series is worse than Squire using their own pricing. $619.99 for a Squire, and I don't want to hear, "Oh, but it's a special Squire. It's a Squire because that's the whole point. It's in spite of itself. It's such a good guitar that you can be proud to say Squire." Then go get a real Squire. Go get a $99 guitar and go gig it. I did just this past weekend and the weekend before. I have a Squire Bullet Mustang. That's the very first guitar that I ever showed on this channel on my very first video. I've since made quite a few changes to it, but I gig that, and it's a Squire. And if you want to be rock and roll, if you want to be punk rock or whatever you're thinking in your brain when you say things like this, then actually do it. Like, this guitar is the most poser guitar that has ever been made, really, if you really think about it. Because the whole point of that shtick is this is supposed to be a piece of junk, and I'm playing really good music with it. But now you've got a guitar that costs more than the Fender that just released a few months ago. And yes, I know they've raised their prices to higher than this, but that's beside the point. This now costs more than a Fender. It costs double what a Mexican Fender Strat used would cost you. I mean, they've got you hook, line, and sinker if you're thinking about this at this price. Okay? It's one of those things where it's like, um, oh yeah, let's be independent together. What's what Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer says to the dentist elf? I forget his name. Herbie. It doesn't make any sense. You know, all you nonconformists are the same. That's what this is as a product. But this gets to a bigger problem and a bigger misunderstanding in our market. Before we go there, I want to show you some other things. So $619.99 from $34.44 a month, or 4 payments starting at 0% interest. That's the very first thing you see before you see specs. Absolutely despicable behavior by Fender. Disgusting behavior by Fender. They do not care about you at all. They don't care about keeping you as a customer either. They just want you right now on this one purchase. They don't care about you getting a decent Squire for cheap and learning and being a loyalist. You know, I've got a 75 Mustang. That's what you see right there. That's a 75 Mustang. You're not going to inspire anybody to buy a 75 Mustang someday if you're charging them almost a grand, it seems. Feels like it mentally, doesn't it? Once you get up above $600, mentally it feels like you're approaching a grand for a Squire. If we look back just a couple months, this is the Wayback Machine, back in April. This guitar was $589.99. And by the way, that was $589.99 period. Do you notice that there's no Klarna or payment plan thing here? That's something that Fender added when they decided to be more parasitic than usual, to screw their customers more than usual, to treat them subhuman even more than usual. Before they made that decision, $589. So we've raised the price $40. Sorry, $30. That's just gross. If you go to Guitar Center and search Jazzmaster, and just to prove that I didn't set this up, I'm going to do it again. Jazzmaster, low to high, used. Oh, look at this. $2.99. What is it? It's functionally the exact same guitar. We can close this. This is the historical one. Alright, what? You got 2 Jazzmaster pickups. Okay. Volume tone. Yep. 3-way switch. Yep. You've got your circuit controls and your separate sliders for that. Yep. You got classic tuners. Yep. It is functionally identical. The only difference is that you don't get the anodized pickguard on this one, and you don't get the Tune-o-matic ripoff bridge that Fender stole from Gibson. You get like a Jaguar style bridge. But we need to talk though about something else, because this is just absolutely pathetic. It's something that absolutely has to be said. So when Fender makes this guitar, we're going to talk about this Jazzmaster that they're selling for $619.99, okay? So basically it costs them about $130 to $150 to actually make the guitar at the factory. And then there were some tariffs involved. They arrived then all in, let's just say for the sake of argument, $200. This was before the tariff changes. $200, and they were selling it for $589, right? So that's $389, $400 of profit right there on the guitar that cost them $200 to make. So then there's the tariffs. And everybody's saying like, oh no, the tariffs are going to rapidly and drastically increase the cost of everything. Oh no, what are we going to do? Here's the thing. When they bring those guitars across the border, they're not declaring the value as $619.99. They're declaring the value at whatever it costs them to make it. 200 was the number that I used earlier. So any increase to tariffs is on that $200 figure. And you know they're going to come in less. They're going to nickel and dime their way as far as they can to declare these for even less. Pay even less in tariffs. But then what do? They turn around and they screw you for absolutely no reason. Absolutely no reason. It's not like they're selling millions and millions and millions of these J Mascis guitars. They've decided that for the few hundred or few thousand that they sell, that it's worth that $40K or $50K to screw you instead of eating the $50K and being different and being better. This is an opportunity right now for Fender to show some goodwill to its customers. It hasn't shown very much of that lately, to be honest with you. Imagine if Fender came out and said, despite the tariffs, we're keeping our prices exactly the same. People, including me, would think that was pretty cool. You know, we would think that Fender was actually caring about its player again, you know? Not just the ones that are gigging, not just the ones that are on the posters with sponsorships, not just the ones who are getting sent free things to say good things about them on YouTube, but the ones who are sitting in their bedrooms, the ones who are sitting in their lawn chairs, the ones who are sitting on their front porches, the ones who are in their garage with their friends, the ones who are, you know, making funny videos out in the middle of a field. I saw one the other day of some guys doing that. That's who Fender's losing here. Because people like that are not going to look at a guitar like this and say, okay, Fender, I trust you. I trust your heritage. I trust your brand. I trust that it's worth what you tell me it's worth. Not when you can go buy something for a third of the price that's exactly the same. Not when they're raising the prices like this unnecessarily in every conceivable way. There's a lot of misinformation out there about how these things work. And I just want to say it again. When the import fee increases, it's not on the MSRP. It's on the declared value, which is how much it costs to actually make the thing. So the only way to stop this, and when I say stop this, I'm talking about Fender screwing all of us, not caring about us, ignoring us, not listening to us. The only way to stop this is to stop buying things from them. Everything. No more strings, if you can help it. No more picks, no more amps, no more guitars, no more Squiers, no more Fenders, no more Jacksons. There's a lot of things under that umbrella that we just need to stop buying. That's the way capitalism works. They charge as much as people are willing to pay. And if we say we're not willing to pay, maybe they'll make a change. Maybe you should go to your local store and pay half of this and buy something used, even if it costs a little bit more than a big chain. Those little stores very well may save us all when Fender comes and tries to steal all our money.